Hi everyone, this is Phyllis with Phyllis Finds. I am coming to you with a junk journal walkthrough or flip through so you can see exactly what I've done on this journal. I started out with a gift bag, and you can see the little lines from the gift bag back here. That's what makes junk journals. I did use some heavy-duty cardboard. This kind of cardboard that I had. I'm not sure what it was from, but I'm pretty sure it was from like a paper pad, kids paper pad, who knows. Anyway, I have been cutting pieces out and using it for the backs and spines of the junk journal. So always keep those because they do come in handy for junk journals. So this one here, the print on the paper bag was, gift bag, was just a little bit off. Didn't notice it at the time, but I went with it and said, hey, you know, this is still going to be okay. We're going to do something with it. For this one here, I did use fabric on the spine and on the inside to help reinforce that paper, and then use some end pages that I had, paper that I had that was heavier, almost a handmade paper, but it's much heavier and much stronger. And so I embellished it with some ephemera that I had, some die cuts that I'd gotten in a package, and blinged it up and added a few things on the front. On the spine, I covered it over with this. Now, this came from a headband, if you can believe that. This was a tube on that headband, and it was attached and put on the headband. I did get that headband at Dollar Tree a long time ago. Oops, sorry. So I decided to use it on here, and it just kind of framed this perfectly. How I cut it off, I didn't even realize it until after I started playing with it that it fit on there perfectly. Glued that in place. Now I can go back and put bling or do other things with it, but for right now I think it looks great the way it is. Now the papers that I've used in here, I didn't use a lot of cardstock other than the ephemera type. I did go into the stash, and like this one was from some little embellishment pack from Hobby Lobby that they still have. I did use some vellum type stickers, and then, you know, I've got various little tuck spots. This is from a paper pad that I had, and it had the perfect colors to match the cover. Now, a lot of times my inspiration will come from the cover. Other times it will come from the paper pad that I've used to make this. This here is just paper itself, and it's I'd gotten quite a few sheets at Joann's when they were still here, and so I liked the fact that it matched that, and so that's where I went with that. And so it has kind of a theme. These here are from a paper pad, so I've decorated them up, did little tuck spots. This here was a card front, and I cut out the center part. It was like a get well soon, and put butterflies from this paper pad behind, so it looks like a little window, and then put some extra butterflies above and below. I did use some vintage music paper and tucked that in there. I do like using some vintage things. This in here is a paper pad I got at Walmart. So, you know, be on the look for other places to get this. I did put these little ruffle or fringe trim Now, I got this at Hobby Lobby. It comes with multiple different things. This was a fall one. And I went through and picked out some that I thought would go with this. Decided to go with the little fringe trim, because I thought it gave it a nice little fuzzy edge there and didn't stick out too much. I did do another piece from the Hobby Lobby. And you put fabric behind. I made this little booklet just using scrap paper, and another piece of that ephemera from Hobby Lobby. This in here is the notes. That came from the little pads that I got at Target. So, you know, there's different ways you can do this. So, like with this one here, I put a piece of the paper bag itself that I had left. I thought, don't let anything go unused, and used it to help make a little note place and a little mystery note place. This, and I did a flip, and if you see on the back side, I used another pieces from that ephemera pack from Hobby Lobby. Made a little pocket here so you can tuck things in, but this looks like a picture frame over a little settee. And I paper clipped it up at the top. These little planner pages are the planner pages I got at, it's not open, at Dollar Tree, the Jot corner office. So I got multiple different colors. I got this kind of peachy color, so it goes really well in this journal. So I used some washi tape on it, did multiple pages. This in here is a little book that had coloring pages in it. I thought this was super cute. It had made a nice little coloring bookmark. Used a stacked and a tuck spot. Did use from the American Crafts vault sale. This is one of the stamps I just got, so I used it in here because it kind of coordinated and matched, you know, the flowers and everything that was in there. So that came in. When you do little belly bands like this one here, I did a strip that come down the side. So, you know, you can tuck above it, you can tuck straight down through it, but really kind of fun. Now this in here was from one of the paper pads I had, so it coordinated really well, and I thought it was fun checkered. It goes fun with the polka dot, which was from another paper pad. This here is from that paper there. So I just fussy cut out a butterfly. Once again, used washi tape that coordinated with it, pulled out all these butterfly ones, and just put that across there. It said weekly planner. That's the center page. The cording that I used for it is waxed, so it is super strong. This is not going to come out. It is really sewn in there well. Another one of those stamps. Another tuck using extra pieces. Butterfly with the washi stamps. Now I do like to leave blank pages so that people can put pictures in there, or that, you know, the recipient can draw or design or write notes. Back half of that little flip. Another little piece of vellum sticker. This one here is a flip out, so you can, you know, write things in there. You could also tuck little flowers, whatever you want in there. You could put a little tuck spot down here to keep this from flipping open if you wanted. I did have these cards that came embossed with the envelope, so I like to use the envelope as little tuck spots. This one here, I put details of the day and put some washi tape. And of course, the flip has paper and a little card. And then, of course, this embellishment, this was a ephemera pack that I'd gotten a while back. I did do another one. Can't remember where I got this paper, but it was double-sided cardstock, and so it kind of coordinated well with it. Keep life beautiful. Now, these little sayings that are throughout are from this little pack of notes or sayings that I got at the Dollar Tree cookbook assortment. I've basically started tearing this thing apart to pull things out, and they are, you know, easy to come out, but they have different sayings throughout and colored on the back side. So I have used them throughout. Let's see, there's the one up here at the front. Where is that? Did I put one up at the front? Maybe I didn't put one up here. Maybe that's the first. Yeah, I guess that's the first one. All right, keep life beautiful. I thought it went really well with it. Another tuck spot here. This is the back side of that little card, and so you can use it. Never give up on the things that make you smile. I love this. And then, of course, you know, this paper here is the avocado dyed paper. I've used it throughout. I love using the avocado dye. And if you've not ever heard about it, it is using the skins in the pit from avocados and boiling them in water. They give off a pink hue. So you can dye paper, and that's what I've done with this. Now, this is another one of those little flips. Here I used some of the paper, but another flip. And of course, you get to the side, and there's the picture frame and a chair. Now, I didn't make this into a tuck spot, and I wish I had, because I completely glued it down and afterwards realized what I'd done. But that's how it is, and, you know, it happens in junk journaling. You make decisions and then change your mind later on. Well, you're stuck with what you got. But it still turned out really super cute. Use these little mini paper clips up here to hold it in place. So this can be removed out and used elsewhere in the journal if you wanted. Once again, the planner paper, double tucks. And this is a square piece that I had, so you can, you know, tuck both top and bottom. And I used just a little piece to make a top there, and of course a couple of tags. I have not put the where is it? I had that. This one here, how I did this. I haven't done that with those yet, so I got to remember to do that to embellish the top. But tags are great. You can use them anywhere in a junk journal. Once again, here's that flower, and I used both pieces on it. The center of the other. A couple just little pieces of paper and a bookmark. Another little flip. This time I put it up at the top instead of at the side. Flowers. One of those coloring pages, and I just folded it. I like the little bee in there and tucked it in there. Another washi sticker. Go confidently in the direction of your dreams. I liked that. It matched color-wise. Just when the caterpillar thought the world was over, it became a butterfly. Another little tuck spot. And then this one is a 3-pocket tuck. Very simple things. I used another one of the pages. In fact, it was one of the front pages here. And then this one here is from Hobby Lobby. Now, these here are little cards that you get for name tag for wedding. And you'd write their name on there, and it would be a place card. I bought them just to use as cards in junk journals. And then the last page, that's just a little flip. And this little fun tag. The back is just plain. Of course, that in there, it's 2 signatures. It lays and opens really, really nice, so easy to journal in. You could put a little tab up here or a clip up at the top and have a dangle on it. Usually when I do this, I like to put the little clip at the top and have the tassel hang down. But that is the Spring Peachy Pink junk journal that I just completed. It can be used for Mother's Day. It could have been used for a birthday, or just because as a friend. Anyway, if you are interested and want to know more about this, please leave a message. I would love to hear from you. And so thanks for watching, and have a great day. Bye.